So, how's everybody doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Do you like getting free stuff from Microsoft? Because I know a lot of times people do enjoy getting some epic free stuff from Microsoft, and they oftentimes do that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like they give free games, they give gifts and things like that. So it is definitely one of those things that they kind of hand out and do a lot of things for a lot of people. And as a company that's worth trillions of dollars, it makes sense that they kind of do that, and they're doing that again. Maybe they're trying to revert some of the discourse of the hatred they've been getting over the firings and layoffs and cancellations and studio closures and things of that nature. So this could be a very interesting thing indeed for all those involved. So if you do like getting free stuff for your Xbox owner, you definitely want to stick around and check out the video. Hey everybody, I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews with another fun video. Make sure you guys like it, share it out, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. It's really important that you guys do that, and it helps out the channel tremendously. I do daily gaming content, so if you guys are looking for games content that's like on a daily basis and that you can enjoy, that's fun yet informative, look no further than this right now. Now, as far as like some of this stuff goes, I have to just like kind of be completely honest and say, it is cool that Microsoft is doing this, but I also have to kind of point out that at the same point in time, it does feel like the timing of this is a little bit conspicuous with Microsoft giving away all the stuff that they're doing. They're kind of looking to get back in gamers' good graces and things like that. Is this actually going to work? Listen, I don't know if it'll work or not. People are pretty quick to forgive, but again, I think that a lot of people are right to maybe feel that Microsoft is kind of they're kind of dicks, and you know what I mean. It's like whatever the reason, it's like Microsoft seems like they are going off on flight of fancies. One day something comes out and they're enthralled with it, and then the next day they can't stand it or whatever. So if you were to ask me, and this is not really much having to do with this video, but it does seem like Microsoft is back on the like we don't care for Xbox train, which is unfortunate because at the same time we see some of that kind of stuff happen, and it's not necessarily a good thing. But again, this is kind of cool, and this has been mentioned to me. I've seen some people besides myself actually getting this, which I feel like is a really good thing indeed. And that is, if you are an Xbox fan right now, and listen, to be able to get this stuff, you guys have to sign up for the ability to get promotional things from Microsoft, right? Because so many people don't realize that you need to do that if you want to be able to kind of capitalize on any of this stuff, right? So oftentimes Microsoft will give away a lot of these these types of things. They give away free gift cards or whatever. I got a $10 one through my Xbox Live. They sent me a message or whatever. Hey, thanks for being a fan of Xbox. Here's $10 or whatever. So I thought that was pretty cool to kind of get that. I'm not sure if they're running a big sale at this particular moment. It could be a get out of the doghouse sale for all I know, because there's a lot of people talking about what's going on with Xbox right now, and most of it definitely isn't good. So we'll see what happens there. At the end of the day, I think Microsoft has nobody to blame for themselves for a lot of this stuff, but maybe they can kind of change some minds, or maybe something can happen where people start to believe in the company again. Personally, I don't know if that can ever happen. Like I just, when I look at Microsoft and I see the things that they're doing, it just does not seem like that's a company that wants to be in the hardware market. I guess we'll know a little bit more about this stuff in the future as well, when they make some announcements and things. But for me anyway, it just doesn't seem like they care that much about it, and it's just, that's a real shame, because I'm an Xbox guy, and I know people are like, well, what does that mean exactly? It's like, what, I built up almost 400,000 gamer score. I've got almost 2,000 games installed on my Xbox Series X. I own thousands of games between Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. Like, I own hundreds and hundreds, over 1,000 physical games for those systems as well. So it's like, I definitely am an Xbox guy. I like the console, but I'm also not foolish enough to go, okay, well, I believe that everything's an Xbox or whatever, because I think that's nonsense. If you're coming at me saying, oh, this thing's a browser or whatever, and you can stream games with it from Game Pass, that makes it an Xbox. That doesn't make it an Xbox. I understand what Microsoft is trying to do. They're trying to blur lines and things like that, but that doesn't make these things an Xbox at all. But again, getting some free money from Microsoft is always cool, and whenever I do these videos, they seem to go over pretty well. And I like to kind of point out that there's some games that Microsoft have that are perpetually free or whatever, and that's what I'm kind of talking about when it comes down to what these companies offer. It's always nice to get cool stuff from these companies, and it's always nice to see Microsoft kind of do this. Like I said, it's a real shame that this has to come at a particular time when there's sort of so much going negative with the Xbox brand and things like that. But maybe in the future they'll make a comeback, or they'll do something that can change the way we game. I haven't given up completely. I know a lot of people think that I have or whatever. I haven't. Like little things like this are really cool. If you guys were interested in knowing about some of the stuff that was awesome, I really think that that's really, really kind of a fun thing to kind of talk about, which is if you want Crackdown 1 or 2, you can always get those games. They're completely free all the time. You can get them, and they're enhanced if you have a Series X or an Xbox One X or whatever. And there's just a lot of games that that kind of come out, and they're really just kind of fun to play or whatever. Too Human is another one. It's a 360. I mean, these are just 360 games, but hey, free. You can't ever really go wrong with that stuff. And always nice to see stuff that's kind of announced that's coming out, or and like I said, and this really kind of happens a lot. And I think that Microsoft should continue to do like more of these free things. And just at the end of the day, it kind of builds up a little bit of trust and hope there. And I think that, there's a little tug of war going in there inside Microsoft. And again, I'm not absolving Phil Spencer of anything, because I think he's totally to blame for a lot of this stuff. But, again, we start to see some of these things happen, and Microsoft can do better. Any company that screws over people or whatever can definitely do better, and I feel like they can definitely do better as well. I would love to see them kind of make a comeback from this, just to be able to see Microsoft kind of make this comeback. I think would be great. Fight back in the whole industry thing. So many people just cast them aside and kind of forget about them. And even I think Sony is doing that, because at the end of the day, Sony doesn't seem to want. Maybe they don't want Xbox to go away, or maybe they're just kind of mocking Xbox by putting Helldivers 2 on there. I'm not really sure of the the whole situation with that, but yeah, it is kind of crazy to think about. I would just love them to kind of maybe focus on one thing over the other. It's just kind of crazy to see how things are kind of coming about, but maybe you guys think differently. I don't know. But anyway, if you guys are getting free gift cards or whatever from Microsoft, let me know in the comments. Usually these things are only available in like the US, sometimes the UK, or whatever the case may be. So if you don't get them, don't think that that's like necessarily the end of it, to where you won't be able to get one. You just have to make sure you're signed up for all the cool stuff, all the promotionals and things like that. I think that could definitely work out to your benefit if you do that. And again, it really kind of comes down to what you want to do as a fan, and take advantage of the things that they're offering you. So I usually get a couple games from this stuff, little indie games or whatever. Sometimes they'll do like a really good game giveaway or whatever, a game that's extremely cheap, or pick up something, maybe play Fortnite and you want some NPCs or something. Again, we'll see what happens. But anyway, nice to see that. Hopefully Microsoft can rebound a bit. I know it's going to be rough. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. Rack 'em up. Fact them up, Crap Gamer them up. I will catch you guys all here next time. Make sure you guys like the videos. It helps tremendously, more than you'll ever know. Have a great day. Crap Gamer out.